Hello and welcome everyone to a Sacred Symbols reading. I'm your host, Desiree DeMars, and it is March 25th. I believe it's Monday, March 25th, 2024. And before we get into our invocation, I'd like to just briefly share some notes I've taken in the last couple of weeks about what is happening or what started happening today. And I guess I'm sure many of you have felt happening long before, even the week before. We've got a Libra full moon, and we are having a lunar eclipse. So this first eclipse of 2024 takes place in the sign of relationships and partnerships. So we can expect, or you can expect, a strong emphasis on where you need to heal your heart from past traumas. And I don't know about you, but I have definitely been seeing this play out already, and very intensely for some people. It's just kind of almost like has triggered a re-traumatization of the issues, the core wounds that people had when they initially had these experiences in their life. It's been really profound. And I think it can vary. It could be a relationship with your neighbor, it could be your loved one, it could be a family member, it could be a complete stranger. Eclipses often catalyze change in our personal lives within the collective, making them very powerful. So because we're all feeling this collectively, it's really being amplified. It's not just a few individuals born under a certain sign. I think it's happening in this collective evolution that we're all experiencing in a very, very profound way. And it's going to continue. You're going to feel the effects of this. It's not like one day experience. Like I said, you should have been feeling it already. Most of you who are even tuning into something like this, you're sensitive, you're intuitive, you're already knowing, you already have a knowing. And then you have knowledge about astrology and things like the intuitive healing arts. So this month's eclipse in Libra is the first in a pair of eclipses in Aries and Libra, urging us to seek deeper connections and to have the courage to express our desires without fear. So that's been an interesting element of it too. The fear, we're releasing, there's a lot of fear being released via the process of bringing the conscious awareness into these experiences, and now having the wisdom, the understanding of possibly almost an entire lifetime, right? We are able to either, address it again, address it directly, address it in a way that you return to the source from which it came, these traumatic energies. So what you'll probably notice is there's just naturally some really deep soul retrieval happening right now. This is what I'm finding in the readings I'm doing for others, the one-on-one personal readings. Soul retrieval is a key player in the reading because it's about taking our power back, right? So I'm going to invite you, for those of you that follow along in the invocation, start getting settled in and take a few deep breaths. In fact, I don't know about some of you, I feel like the impact of it already happened last week. It's like it played itself out, and I was really spacey this morning. It was very strange. It was almost kind of a little hangover, an eclipse hangover. And then I've been slowly feeling more grounded into the energies today, because I believe the exact time was very early this morning, around 1 a.m. In the Northern Hemisphere. So, of course, make adjustments for your time frame, depending on what part of the world you live in. And again, let's just attune to our breath. And as I like to always share, is at least take a breath or two, a vagal nerve breath, so that we are breathing in, breathe in a little more, and really expanding the chest, and then letting the head, neck, and shoulders relax as you exhale through your mouth. Inhale, inhale a little more, and then exhale through the mouth, nice and slow. Take a big yawn if you need to. Let the jaw relax. Let the eyes set back into the head. Relax the eyebrows. And then imagine with me a brilliant white light coming down from the heavens and anchoring you all the way down to the center of the earth. I was in a beautiful drumming circle last night, and I took a spirit canoe ride down to the center of the earth. So I invite all of you, if you're feeling ungrounded today because of the energies, or it feels chaotic because of this relationship stuff playing out big time, imagine yourself hitching a ride on this brilliant white light that always surrounds us, but that we are focusing our intention on and bringing it down to the center of the earth. And when you go down, 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 all the way down to the center of the earth, you're connecting with Gaia, Pachamama, this divine feminine life force that is the iron molten core of Gaia. Gaia, this regenerative, restorative, revitalizing life force in lava. The mineralization of this planet is there, and we are all so demineralized right now. You know, the earth has been raped of its core essences and these elements that feed all the microbiome. So imagine that you are then focusing on that, at feeling that sensation of the lava, of the iron molten core, and as it rises up, as it bubbles forth, it might feel a little bouncy, it might feel a little agitating, but it's waking you up, it's shaking you up. Just like the rattle, it's shaking you up, awakening you to higher levels of awareness of this sensation, of this connection of the iron at the core of the earth, now flowing up toward your first chakra and activating the iron in your own blood, the hemoglobin that is in your own blood, your own red lavic force field, right? That energizes you from the base of your chakra system. So imagine as that is getting activated, all the rest are being activated too. It's moving upward so that all of our chakras are open, fully functioning, front and back, balanced and aligned. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and white. Red, orange, yellow, green at the heart, blue at the throat, indigo, violet, and white. And just imagine now this brilliant white light, your toroidal field, that central channel is spilling forth like a fountain that is eternal and infinite, and it is now sparkling with brilliant rainbow colors, maybe colors that you've never seen before, because we are talking about then expanding out into the great mystery, into all that is, into the superconscious, not just what we know in this thin band of awareness of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. It is now a rainbow, the essence of all that is, out into the infrared, far infrared, electromagnetic field of color. So feel that sensation of vibrancy, of frequency, of color. It may even sense to you like a sound. Just allow that to unfold, because we are sitting in the I am presence at this moment. I for our intention. to receive the highest that we can receive, the greatest messages, the most clarity, right? The truth, the deepest truth that we can receive in our hearts right now. And then that's I. A is for the attention that we are putting on this beautiful sacred ceremony, this moment in time that we are allowing ourselves, giving ourselves regeneration, revitalization, renewal. And then we are also celebrating this incredible full moon and the eclipse. So just imagine, and it's in Libra, this sense of balance. See if you can imagine at your heart center, this polarity is actually moving, and that's the M in the I am presence. M is for movement, and it's a holo movement. It's holographic. It is not linear. So it is moving, right? And it's flowing, ever changing. It's the one constant that we know exists in the universe. Because all else we might know as truth changes. The next week it might be different for you. Tomorrow it might be different. So just bathe yourself in that knowing that here we are in this deep sense of I am presence in a heart-filled space that is receiving great knowledge and wisdom from the greatest source there is in the cosmos, right? This cosmic being that we are, the star that we are, made of stardust. Our antennas are activated, all right? This bioelectric system that we are is now tuning in, it's fine tuning into exactly what you need to hear today, here and now, during this reading, during this great eclipse. So with that said, imagine now a beautiful circle, a sacred circle being formed as we expand outward, as we call in all of the directions with this intention. Before we start, I make an offering to divine feminine, the divine masculine, divine mother, heavenly father, infinite creator of all that is, of all that is. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Sit in the sacred circle as we call in all of the directions, the east, the south, the west, the north, above, below, and the middle. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of the elementals, earth, air, fire, water, ether, plasma, neutrinos, and gammas, and all those elements yet unknown to man. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Sit in the sacred circle. Align with our intention. Bring in the highest and best for us and all those we come in contact with. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All those elements yet unknown to man, but are being discovered as we sit, as we speak, right? Just take that in. All the new discoveries that are unfolding in this golden age we're entering into, this age of Aquarius, where we are shifting our conscious awareness from centralization to decentralization. Feel the power and the ability of returning power, receiving that power back of being a sovereign being, and taking a breath to call in any guide, angel, or teacher that is here providing protection and guidance for you. I call in my guide for a shield of power and protection, not to shield things away, but to have healthy boundaries about what is mine and what is yours, so that what is mine and what is yours, and we sit as two sovereign beings in total equality. So that your truth comes through and resonates at a frequency that is comfortable for you. And then we call in all of our guides, angels and teachers, loved ones, the seen, the unseen, the magical and the mystical. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Sit beside us. I feel chills just thinking of them coming, surrounding us, flowing back from the past, right, and into the future. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Sit beside us as you allow a heartfelt intention of your own to come up. You might have a specific inquiry or question, and put that out. You will hear an answer. The more specific you are, the more specific the information or answer will be for you. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of our ancestors, those who've gone before us, lived a good life and transcended and are now here working on our behalf. Come and be with us. Come and be with us as we call in all of those whose names we do not know, but whose blood runs through our veins. Come and be with us, that these ancestors from the past merge with us and allow us to have clear vision about the future for ourselves and for this planet, for our life purpose, right? Our soul's purpose, that we awaken to the purpose of our soul. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. And again, sitting in gratitude and appreciation for this good red road that we walk upon, this system, this guidance, this wisdom of the ancients that is still here for us to move forward into the future with, and allowing us to not only receive benefits on a personal level, but to know that this brilliant, bright white light that we are activating within ourselves is also beaming out to all those we come in contact with simply by our presence. In full faith, so be it. Oh. So, my friends, it is now your opportunity to blow into the basket with me 3 times, right from the heart. Whatever way is comfortable for you. Thank you. Okay, here we go. What I noticed right away was the shaman ended up at almost the very center. The shaman and our crown chakra. So interesting. So I know the crown chakra is super activated right now. Might be hard to see from this view, actually, because it's from above. It's a beautiful violet gem. And we have the eye of God resting right next to it on this journey that we're on. And it's all about movement, moving forward. And I believe this is Mercury. Yes, it is Mercury. So it's all about communication, expressing your truth, being committed to your truth, following your truth and expressing it, communicating it to others. Not only will it benefit you in that way, this is what I mean in that statement, is it will benefit all those you come in contact with, because simply by hearing your truth, someone will either resonate with that, or they will have clarity about how theirs may be different. And it's all good. There's no good, bad, right, or wrong in this. So there is, it's jam-packed here in the center. Very interesting. The triangle, the part of the triangle that's facing you in this diamond is shaman. It's sacred, something about your home. It's a rebirth, a time of rebirthing, communicating, and really attuning to your third eye. And it's so beautiful because this eye of God is like, it's facing upward this way, right? And to me, that almost looks like the cosmos, like an eyeball, the eye socket, right? And this would be almost like the eye looking out, right? What you might see. But this is what we are tapping into, the eye of God, this unlimited, the Akash, the superconscious. Here it is, being exposed. You know, what is seen below the surface. So that's powerful. And this is interesting because it came up in the last couple of readings for people, is the grandfather. So grandfather on your father's side, the grandfathers seem to be playing a big part. So if you are blessed with your grandfather being alive at this time, this is your paternal grandfather, in fact, and here is your father. And then, of course, we have the great ones and grandmother. What a beautiful balance, right? We have grandmother on your mother's side and the great ones on your mother's side. So your great grandparents, the greats and the great great greats and the great great greats. And here we have the inquiry. So that's fascinating. It's facing toward you, and it's got a couple of planetary influences here, which is interesting. So if there's something that feels a little foggy, a little underwater, just know that really the sword of truth is there. The sun actually, all the solar activity that's happening right now is shining a light and bringing the truth forward. You don't actually have to do anything about it, but the more consciously aware you are of it, of course, the more powerful it is. And then we have Venus. So what is truth, love, beauty, abundance for you? What does that mean? It's all here in this process of transfiguration. It's resting on the bone of transfiguration. So speaking your truth, and of course, it's all being amplified. This has been a theme recently too. There's intense amplification going on right now with the planet Jupiter, and what is transforming. What we're seeing differently is this idea of structure, authority figures, right? It's, you know, in a sense, this shaman being here, it can mean someone you see as a shaman or you work with as a shaman, but it can also be being your own shaman, right? Being your own medicine. Maybe taking power back from the masculine lineage of your ancestry, because you've got father, grandfather, soul retrieval, frequency, and lots of emotion. So if you're feeling a lot, you know, very emotional during this time period, it's no accident, and it's all right on cue here, because this is the work of the soul. This is the work on the journey here, the eternal energetic flow of life force, of the cosmic. This is the work in the world, right? This is the soul's work right now. And so if you're looking here back to the inquiry, this is like, you know, it's welcoming this in. These are your arms outstretched. These are your feet resting on the great ones. And this idea of Uranus, you know, things are going to be happening sudden and unexpectedly. Really think about what underlies that aspect of truth, love, beauty, money, it can be. But communicate, keep moving forward. And this is you, right? So I see it's like you may be feeling physical transformation, as in the form of a rebirth or a transfiguration, because transfiguration is probably happening below the surface, whether you know it or not. And then we've got the moon here. So yes, it's mirroring this idea of lots of emotions. We got a full moon. We're really feeling the physical impact of it. This is you. You are feeling that and feeling the impact of this. I think we're having a completion of this Pluto return in the United States. And horse is underneath, this idea of something being kind of foggy and not yet understood, maybe not being clear about what to do next, or something we have a question about. I say the message and underlying that is just to keep moving forward, dive into it, like move toward it instead of away. Horse is moving toward the change, and it's also saying, you know, look within, because here is the great mystery, and it's facing down. We've got the angelic forces here. We've got, did I already pick this up? No, this is Neptune. Again, when you feel a roadblock, when you feel some kind of fog, know what's important is to release or let go, cut away what no longer serves, and you will find clear passage. You will feel a shift of energy. It's like carrying a backpack of rocks around and one day realizing, I don't need to carry all these rocks. I'm going to unburden myself and cut away or release. And with that, know that you can always, you're always protected, you're always loved by calling in those who support you in these endeavors, right? And it's allowing you to look forward. Here is Eagle Condor looking out into the future, out into the field, right? Into the quantum, knowing there is a future, there's a future unfolding. And here we have another grandfather, and this kind of pairs up here with paternal. We have the maternal grandfather. So you can call upon your grandfather, living or transitioned. Know that it is time for all of this to happen. In fact, the timing of these things for the collective and yourself, big time collective, on its side, right? 3 sides to every coin. Really looking at both sides, looking at the big picture, both collectively and personally. And the timekeepers here are saying things are moving. Things are moving forward. Activate your creativity. Stay grounded. This is key right now. Let me see where the lock is. Here it is. It was under this coin about the house, right next to shaman and grandfather. So whatever you feel is still... It's so interesting. In a drum circle last night, somebody shared that she felt her mother had a lot of trauma in her childhood, more than most people. I won't even go into it. It was unbelievable because she lived through a war, a world war, and had nothing. And this this person felt that, you know, there was something in the link, always trying to do ancestral work, and she just couldn't make connections until she went on this journey and had this kind of experience of a blessing, of a full spectrum understanding about her mother. Now, this might be something possibly going on with you with grandfather or father, right? Grandfather or father, or possibly even a young one on your mother's side. So look at your ancestral lineage, see where you feel there might be a little roadblock, there might be just something unknown, inaccessible, and journey on that. Pray for that, ask for support, and you shall receive it, because this is time. It is time to receive you've got the whole collective here. Anyone who's conscious at all about these processes that are going on right now, you're also receiving their intention, their focus, their attention on healing, on evolving, right? And this is part of our blueprint. Whew, I'm getting chills. The back of my spine, the back of my head, and my entire spine. Wow. So this collective healing that's going on, it's part of a greater blueprint. The all that is something, a greater, let's just call it creator, the creator of all that is, right? Infinite creator of all that is. And here it's saying, take time for reflection and communicate. Here is throat chakra. And here is another ancestor. We've got a grandmother on your father's side. So that's beautiful. Grandfather, grandmother. Grandmother is sitting right here with the key. It's about the divine feminine, right? It's about the feminine energies. Now rebalancing the masculine, which has really been off center. This whole power of being top down, inequality, us versus them, all of that. It's time for change. That has gotten us to this point where the planet is amplifying back to us the suffering, the imbalance, the disruption. That's a key word here these days, the disruption that is happening, and systems and structures that are crumbling, that are no longer working. They're not working for the all. They're not working for the benefit of all. So that is so beautiful. So beautiful. We have rattle right here near this idea about it being time. So call in. Rattle is about calling in, asking, communicating with spirit, communicating with your loved ones, whether they're past or present. Communication is an inside job. That's what this is saying. This blueprint that you're carrying with you, it's all inside of you. In fact, there may be times you feel frustrated because you can't get answers outside of yourself, and that's because it was meant to be that way. That is the truth. It is the truth. This cosmic understanding and information is within you, and you have direct access. You have the key. No one else. We can get support, and we might, might help build our confidence, give us clarity, resonate, amplify something positive for us, but the key is within, right? Going within. There is no guru anymore. There's no God that's telling everybody what to do, standing outside of us, telling us what is right or wrong. Is absolutely untrue, and it's all about taking responsibility to call in whatever it is that you want. And it makes me think of, I'm looking at the opposite side of the board here, and I noticed that when I picked up my tool here, my pointer, and I saw this piece called vision. So, it's about calling in your vision. And your vision right now is that which is not yet created. If you're feeling like you're at the fork in the road, is it like something that from the past that is muddled and cloudy? Or is it something new, something yet unfulfilled, unmanifest, that which is not yet created? And on another level, it can be a blessing or an awareness of a child, possibly, or a loved one who never had a full life, right? Especially with a child. It's like it could be from miscarriage, abortion, or that soul just did not come to a full life in this lifetime. And so it's just, the awareness of that, of that energy coming into play here when you're standing at the crux of a fork in the road. But just know it's not, again, about good or bad. It's just about, here it is, one side is facing you, and this idea of, something being a little bit of fog. But if that's true, because there's greater forces at play, just keep moving forward. It's all about taking one step forward. It may be a more physical choice to make, a more physical, maybe it's something that takes more energy or has a physical outcome to it. Whereas the other side of the road, the other choice you have is more visionary, is more non-linear, non-verbal. It's energetic, and that is okay too. It's time to receive that information for many of us, right? We have the great ones again, I mentioned, and grandmother on your mother's side. This maternal lineage is activated here for the vision that you're seeking, that you are receiving, that you are co-creating right now in your life. And here is the other. This is an interesting place for the other, a little more on the outside. It could be a partner, loved one, work partner. But just notice what's going on with the other in your life on a creative level, because like I said, with this eclipse being about partnerships on different levels and dimensions, just notice what is it you're creating with the other? What is being created or co-created with the other from a higher level, right? We have also ancient ones. These are the ancient ones on your mother's side. So these ancient ones are here, but it's the men, right? It's your maternal lineage, the men in your maternal lineage, these ancient ancestors, the men on your mother's side, really supporting you with creativity. This idea, maybe you can tune in and ask for support for your own creative ventures right now. And in fact, this is an interesting configuration with a really fascinating piece. The second chakra ended up on its side here. It's a little orange triangle. Let me scoot this forward so you have a little bit better view. And it's right in between the great ones on your father's side, the greats and the great great greats, your mother. Look at this sandwich, a young one and a child and a young adult on your father's side. So it's interesting that your mother is here head to head with the great ones. Again, this masculine energy and the feminine, it's like they are here. It's like they're making a little lineup of support for, your creativity, your second chakra healing, right? This source, the seed source, or the creative force within your body, whether you're a man or a woman. Right? And here is the other half of the ancient ancestors, the men. These are the men on your father's side, your paternal ancient ancestors, right? The masculine. And the message, I believe, with this little configuration here is very interesting. It's deer toe. And the medicine is all about staying in your innocence. It sounds like, maybe it sounds unrealistic. Maybe it sounds kind of crazy to even think about calling these energies in, especially for many. They'll say, my mother's passed, I'm not connected to her, I don't. You can still communicate with her. The great ones, you can still communicate with them. You may have young children in your lives, whether they're your own child or young adults, and they can be incredible creative influences for you. And so the key to really being able to receive this creativity, to really being able to feel your passion, is to stay in innocence, right? Stay in a state of awe and wonder, childlike, right? Childlike and unlimited, right? This is creativity. This is what creativity is all about. And then it's right next to the star that you are, your star nations, the star dust that you are made of, that we are all a part of. And this is actually, I think, saying this is truly our home. This is DNA. We're going through some huge DNA shifts. We've got ancient ancestors on your mother's side, the women on your mother's side. Yeah, the DNA is changing. Yep, DNA and grandmother. Here's another grandmother. As I said earlier, the grandmother on your father's side, your mother's father. So, look at that too. Home. What's going on at home around changes, deep, deep changes that you're feeling? This is amulet or medicine bundle. Really consider wearing gems or something you've made or something that you were gifted that reflects that idea of power and protection, right? That would be important right now. It'll just remind you of this journey we're all on to remember the value, the beauty, and the heart, what is at the heart of the matter, and that is the divine feminine. This is what's important. Seek out community. This is all about community. It's an elk horn. It's all about, being a communal creature. We are not individuals just plodding through life alone. We are part of a community, a close-knit community, hopefully in your circle, your personal circle, your closest circle, or a greater community, this collective community that we talked about, those who are on the spiritual path right now. So the key again is to really utilize your co-creative abilities, stay really grounded, feet on the earth, take a bath, put mineral salts in it. Just know that it's really time to find that balance within yourself so that you can receive these higher dimension or these ahas, these awarenesses about what is going on in the world right now. I just want to say thank you for joining me. I hope you'll join me in a couple of weeks. We are working our way up to April 8th with this full solar eclipse coming up, and fasten your seatbelts for that because there's some even bigger energies coming. So again, I thank you all for joining me, and I'll rattle just to close our circle for today with gratitude and appreciation. May all that was received flow out abundantly, 1,000-fold to all those we come in contact with in full faith. So be it. Aho.